Welcome to Orem, Utah. We're here at Wolverine Field as the Utah Valley Wolverines face Missouri Kansas City Kangaroos. This is the last series matchup of the season for WAC play for both teams. Kyle, I'm Josh Monson. Alongside me here, Kyle McDonald. Kyle, what are some things we can look to in this matchup?
Well, it's about seeding right now for the Wolverines. They're in last place in the WAC, and they've lost 4 straight, and those 4 straight games haven't been pretty, but they're going to look to rebound here and continue the offense that they've had with hitting the ball to the ballpark and driving in runs. But it's all about just playing the game and having fun today.
You mentioned someone that's been driving the ball well for the Wolverines is the freshman, Gm1. She has been on a tear. She now has 10 home runs on the year with 24 RBIs, leading the Wolverines with round trippers.
Yeah, she's a consistent power hitter. She drives the ball into the gaps, and she can drive the ball over the fence at any time. And as a freshman, it's very impressive to see, that she has those 10 home runs and that she's leading the team in RBIs. It's key for them, and she's going to be key today to driving in those runs in front of her.
So let's introduce you to our Wolverines who are out in the field. We have at the mound for the Wolverines, Bailey Moore. She's 10-17 with a 5.05 ERA. She's had a great season for the Wolverines. She's their go-to player. Behind the plate is the catcher getting the start, and that is Corey Barrios. At first base, we have Brianna Gatlin, the slugger. Second base, we have Brittany Vansway, the preseason all-WAC team. Shortstop is Tiani Hensley. Third base is Tully Williams. And in the outfield, we have Erin Romero, Megan Pay, and at center, Jalen Watson, the freshman. First up to bat for UMKC is the center fielder, who is their speedster, Brooke Parker.
Yeah, it's an interesting defensive lineup out there in the outfield. You can see they're playing really shallow, which doesn't look like they expect Parker to have any power here. She just looks like a slap hitter that's just trying to get on base.
So the count's 1-1. A little slow chopper to Williams. Williams throws, wild pitch. Parker advanced to second. The wild throw from Williams. Gatlin wasn't there and capable of making the play, so Parker now on second. Not what you want to start off the game if you're the Wolverines.
Yeah, that was a tough play for Williams, but she made a throw, and it looked like Gatlin stretched a little too early, so she wasn't able to adjust to the throw either. And now, UMKC is in business with the runner on second to start the game off.
Now up to bat, number 5, Bree Wyatt, the left fielder. Going to steal, and Parker, like I said, she will run the bases, and she is a speedster. She is the all-time leading steals for UMKC, so she gets another stolen base to her record.
Yeah, that's her 68th stolen base in her career, and she just caught the Wolverines napping there. They're playing for the bunt here, and Tiani Hensley wasn't able to get over to cover third on that, and the speed of Parker caught up.
Great call by UMKC head coach Meredith Smith-Nill. And for the Wolverines, coaching them is Nikki Palmer. Here comes Moore with the pitch. Another chopper to second, and the Wolverines muff the ball again. So 2 errors really quick for the Wolverines as UMKC jumps to a 1-0 lead with no hits, just simple errors by the Wolverines.
Yeah, Brittany Vansway couldn't handle that, and she just looked like she tried to rush it when she fielded it, and it popped out of her glove and wasn't able to make the play. Not a good start for the Wolverines right now.
So Bree Wyatt is on first on an error from Vansway. Now up is one of the best hitters in the WAC, Kelly. She is amazing. She has 14 home runs, 54 RBIs, and a .380 batting percentage.
Yeah, she is the all-time leader in career home runs at UMKC, and she is just, we saw it there was a nice throw by Barrios to throw out Wyatt at first, pick her off.
So that is a break the Wolverines catch. Great play from behind the plate. Barrios So one down for the Wolverines. The count is 2-0 to Kelly. As Moore, here's the windup.
Yeah, you mentioned it before the broadcast that we were watching Katie Kelly in batting practice, and she was putting balls left and right over that fence. And
She's absolutely ripping it.
yeah, she has some good power, great power.
3-0 count in Kelly's favor. And it is 4 straight balls from Moore, so Kelly advances to first.
Yeah, I don't think Bailey Moore wanted anything to do with Katie Kelly right there, especially with nobody on base. You know, stay away from that power, stay away from that high batting average, and you know, live to face another batter here without giving up a run.
Now to bat number 2, the right fielder, Cinda Ramos. She's second in the team in batting average, and she has 6 home runs and 42 RBIs, so she is another great bat that UMKC has. First pitch was a ball, so 5 straight balls from Bailey Moore. Here comes a 5th, and it is another ball, so 2-0. Moore falling behind in the count. Oh, excuse me, 1-1. Thank you, Kyle.
It'll be interesting to see Bailey Moore's demeanor throughout this early going, because the last home series that they had against Seattle, she really struggled in the 2 games that she started. And in game 3, she actually got taken out with only recording 1 out in the 3rd game in the 1st inning. So she has to hit her spot. She has to, you know, get batters to hit to ground out and to pop out. And she's done a good job to start the game. Unfortunately, her teammates haven't been able to back her up and make any plays, but she's got to get ahead, and right now she's struggling to find the strike zone.
And another walk from Bailey Moore. So 2 straight walks on 9 pitches, so 8 balls out of 9 pitches. Runners on first and second as Kelly goes to second. Ramos is on first. And now Marley Maples, who is second all-time RBI leader for Missouri, Kansas City. Beautiful pitch from Moore for a called strike.
It's not really the ideal start that the Wolverines wanted to have here in the first game of this doubleheader today.
And a wild pitch gets away from Barrios. And the runners advance. So runners in scoring position on second and third. With Maples at the plate. Hard grounder. Vansway looks over the runners at third and throws around at first. So 2 down for the Wolverines. Great play for Vansway.
That was a great pitch and a great play to get that second out and to keep those runners on second and third. You know, now Moore has to bear down right here and get another good pitch to get out of this inning, get back into the dugout with only giving up 1 run.
Now in at the plate, Caitlin Christopher. Takes the
I
first
think it
pitch.
shows a lot of character from a pitcher when when runners get on base early and when, they get behind in counts, that they're able to pitch out of jams. And, for Bailey Moore, right now you want to pitch out of this jam, gain that confidence, come back out the next inning and continue to build off of it.
Just like you said, Kyle, the Wolverines haven't played bad. It's just they've allowed too many simple errors. I mean, they're not allowing hits. Bailey Moore's not throwing bad pitches. You just got to give them something to hit and trust in her defense.
Well, and it's about giving up big innings too. It's like at Idaho State on Tuesday. It was a 2-1 game, and they ended up giving up 9 runs in 1 inning. And that's the biggest thing that the Wolverines have struggled with, is giving up big innings and falling behind quickly. But they really have to weather the storm when that happens and make some adjustments.
3-1 is the count to Christopher. 2 outs, 2 on. Bailey Moore takes a deep breath, and here's the delivery. Line drive right up the middle from Christopher, and that's going to bring in both runs. So UMKC jumps to a 3-0 lead with the first hit of the game from Caitlin Christopher, 2-run RBI single.
Yeah, it was just a simple line drive back up the middle, and she sent that ball right back where it came from and drove in the 2 runs to make it 3-0. And it was a good piece of hitting right there. And it's just another one of those innings for the Wolverines.
And that will be Caitlin Christopher's 32nd and 33rd RBI for the year. Now at the plate.
For Kansas City, it's a tough lineup to face. Those first 7, 8 hitters, above 280 in their batting average. The top 2 between them have 10 RBIs, but look at the RBIs after those 2. And they're a pretty potent offensive team.
Chopper to Tiani Hensley. She handles it with care, gets it to Van's Way, and we are out of this inning. So the Wolverines allow 3 runs off multiple errors and a great solid hit by Christopher. When we come back on WolverineGreen.com, the Wolverines look to get back at UMKC. Stay tuned. And we're back for the bottom of the first inning. The Wolverines gave up 3 runs in the top of the 3rd. Stepping in for the Wolverines to lead off is Breezy Roth. But before we do that, Kyle, introduce us to UMKC's defense.
Yeah, for pitching for the Kangaroos today is Amber Grove with a 7-8 record with a 3.96 ERA. Her catcher is Caitlin Christopher, who had the 2 RBI single in the first inning in the top half. In center field is Brooke Parker, and left field is Bree Wyatt. Right field is Cinda Ramos. At first base is Katie Kelly. Second base is Ali Zembruski. At third base is Marley Maples. And at shortstop is Kelsey Leach, and the designated player is Alexandra Frilo for the 24-24 UMKC Roos, who are 4-7 in the WAC as well.
Thank you, Kyle. Breezy Roth, 1-1 is the count. Interesting, she stood in and took a pitch, but she leaned in, so they got her on a strike. So Roth falls behind. 1-2's the count.
Umpires have been really tight about that this year. I've noticed that in a few of these games.
Yeah, so have I.
As especially for the Wolverines, where they're hugging the plate and they're trying to get on base. And they get hit by those pitches, they're called back because it looks like they're reaching out to get hit instead of staying in the box and making an attempt to get out of the way.
Roth is batting .212 this year, and she has 3 RBIs. She's 4 for 4 from stolen bases, so getting her on would be great for the Wolverines. A wild pitch from Grove, and evens the count at 2. Here's the pitch, and Roth takes it for a 3rd called strike. 1 down for Missouri, Kansas City.
Yeah, that ball looked like it almost hit Roth, but again, she's so on top of the plate that it makes those inside pitches more effective if you can hit those spots, and that's exactly what Grove did right there for the first strikeout.
Now in for the Wolverines is Megan Pay, the left fielder. She's batting .323. Takes a high ball.
Yeah, she's one of the 3 seniors who, for those 3 seniors, this will be their last home series as a Wolverine. It's good to see her back from injury. You know, she's battled through some injuries this year, and you know, she's looking to get the Wolverines started here.
Fouls one off, so the count is 1-1. You know, and Kyle, like you said, battling injuries, that is a big struggle. Not just physically, the toll that it takes on you, but as a mental perspective. As an athlete, you're used to doing certain things, and when you're limited by injury, it can play big games on you. As she takes the third ball to get a hitter's count, 3-1's the count.
You know, with injuries, they can derail some momentum you have. They can derail, you know, confidence. They can make you question your ability. And, you know, for a lot of athletes, you know, sometimes they're not able to recover from those injuries. So it's good to see her back here on the field, you know, ready to play this weekend. But, yeah, injuries can be a scary thing sometimes.
Full count. Here's Grove, and it is low and inside, and Pay moves to first base on a walk. So runners on for Wolverine, just what they need to get back into this game. And up to bat now, the slugging sophomore, Brianna Gatlin. She leads the team in batting average, .339. 7 home runs, 20 RBIs. We'd love to see her increase those numbers. Pitches inside for ball 1. Grove with the delivery. Low pitch, called strike. Evens the count at 1. Gatlin is a sophomore from La Quinta, California, who's played a big role in the Wolverines' offense this year. Takes a big rip and fouls it off behind us. So 1-2's the count.
Brianna Gatlin's kind of the catalyst of the Wolverine offense. You know, she's had earlier in the season, she had a 16-game hitting streak that was snapped at second-ranked Oregon. You know, and before Jalen Watson went on her tear, she was the leader. She led the team in home runs and was one of the leaders in RBIs, and she still is. You know, and she's actually raised her batting average to a .339 clip right now. So she's very capable of hitting the ball hard and doing things with it, and that's a great drive in the right center right there.
And just as Kyle says, she's a great hitter. She hits one right past the second baseman to advance Pay to third base, and Gatlin's on first. So runners on the corner for the Wolverines. They have some momentum going for them with the hot hitting Jalen Watson coming up to the plate. That was a good piece of hitting.
That was a great piece of hitting. Take that low outside pitch into right center and driving it past the diving second baseman. You know, driving it past Zembruski at second base. And, you know, now the Wolverines have some runners in scoring position here. And, you know, the thing that has been a problem for the Wolverines all year long is getting those hits with those runners in scoring position.
Yes, that is the tell of the tape.
Strikeout, whether it's through a pop-out, ground-out, you know, and to have a hitter like Watson up right now with these runners on base is, you know, as hot as she's been lately, it's a great opportunity for the Wolverines to get on the board or possibly tie the game up with one swing.
Watson batting .325, the center fielder, the freshman. She's had a great freshman year for the Wolverines, and she rips one down the left field line right to the left fielder. So runners will not advance. As she lines straight to Wyatt, who makes a great play.
It's a great swing, great contact right there by Watson. Unfortunately, it just Flew right into the glove of Bree Wyatt out there in left field. She was right in great position, and
you can't tag when it's hit that hard and it's
when the left fielder doesn't have to take a step either way, and it's hit right directly at her. You know, it's one of those breaks, part of the game.
Now for the Wolverines, the senior Erin Romero, the right fielder.
Yeah, Erin Romero's had a great couple weeks. You know, they went down to Grand Canyon, and she kind of blew it up. She had a 2-home-run game down there, you know, even in the loss. But she has been on a real tear right now, and it's been very impressive.
1-1's the count. Last pitch, a big swing from Romero and a miss. Grove gets the sign, and here's the pitch. Romero, another big cut. She misses. 1-2's the count. Grove is in a roll.
Yeah, and in WAC play, Romero's hitting .346 with 2 homers and 7 RBI, so she's very capable of doing some damage here, you know, and you want to stay away from the strikeout, though, as she's behind in the count.
Off-speed pitch, just missed, evens the count at 2. We're 2 all across the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. And 2 on.
I think all of UMKC was expecting that to be called a strike right there, but fortunately Romero gets to see another pitch here.
And she hits it right up the middle, and the Wolverines are on the board. So Pay is brought in on that single from Erin Romero, the senior, driving in the other senior.
Yeah, another one of those seniors that, you know, it's her last WAC series. She doesn't want to go out with a loss here on this weekend series, and she does a great job of hitting, fighting off, you know, that pitch on the outside portion and drives it back up the middle to score Pay from third base to make it 3-1 here.
That'll be Romero's 14th RBI on the year. Now Brittany Van's way up, and she hits one in the gap, and great play from the shortstop. Heads up play, gets the force at third.
Yeah, Kelsey Leach with a nice play in the hole right there, and she's able to get the force at third to get Brianna Gatlin at third base.
So that will end the first. Wolverines get 1 on 2 hits. When we come back, the Wolverines look to go 3 up, 3 down. You're watching WolverineGreen.com. We are back. It's the top of the second. UMKC looks to extend their lead, and the Wolverines look to make short work of the ruse. Stepping in for UMKC is the second baseman, Ali Zabruski, number 13. First pitch is high and outside. 4-1.
That was a good first inning for both teams right there, you know, to put some runs on the board. And I'd like to see a little bit more energy out of Bailey Moore here in this second inning, you know, with her demeanor, her movements, her so forth. You know, I know that they have to keep their cool and keep their calm, but, you know, you watch some of these other pitchers that they face, they have a bounce to their step. They have a go-get-'em type demeanor, and you'd like to see that a little bit more out of Bailey Moore here. As her teammates got her back in the game with scoring that run in the bottom of the first inning.
Here's the pitch, and it's a grounder right to Williams, and she trips in making the play. It looks like she rolled her ankle a little bit, and that allows Zimbrewski to get on first base.
I think her foot got caught in her shoelace right there as she went to go and make the throw to first. And it did, like you said, it caused her to maybe roll over that ankle. An unfortunate play right there. She made a nice grab on the hard ground ball, and unfortunate that they couldn't get that out right there.
And they're charging an error on that play, and that's her second already of the game. Williams is a solid defender, just having one of those days today. Hopefully she can pull out, because she is a great defender for this Wolverine defense. First pitch is a fouled off bunt attempt by Kelsey Leach, the shortstop.
Looks like it's starting to drizzle a little bit here, Josh.
Looks like we're going to be playing in the rain.
There is one real big cloud right above us here at Wolverine Field compared to where it's blue skies on the other side of it.
And Leach lays down a bunt, a great bunt to advance the runner to second. Zimbrewski moves to second, and Williams gets back and makes a great play to get the first out for the Wolverines.
Yeah, that was another, I think Taylor Williams is lacking a little bit of confidence right now, because that was another throw that almost got away from her, and had that runner kept going through the line, she would have run Brianna Gatlin over. So she's got to get her confidence back, got to get her mentality back here that she's a great player, capable of making great plays.
Foul ball, fouled off by Brooke Parker, as we are now at the top of the order. Parker previously got on an error made by the Wolverines, and then she was able to run around the bases and score. So the Wolverines look to not give up a run, as they are allowing the runner on second in scoring position. 2 strikes for Bailey Moore.
See, and this is the thing that you would hope Bailey Moore can figure out, is how to get that strikeout when she needs one, because sometimes she struggles to have that strikeout pitch, or that ball that she can throw by a hitter. And you need that sometimes. You need that to work out of jams, and she could use one of those right now.
Bailey Moore's pitch is just outside to Parker. And it's a swing and a miss strikeout for Bailey Moore. Parker takes a seat.
That's a good pitch, and it looked like Parker was just swinging there to swing to try and get on base. It was actually a low and outside pitch, which is one of those pitches that Parker likes. And she swung and missed, and it's a big out for Bailey Moore right there.
Now to bat, Bree Wyatt. She previously also got on an error. 2 outs for the Wolverines. Here's the pitch, and a high chopper to Vansway, and it's a tough pitch for her to handle, and a bad throw, and the runner will score from second. 4-1 UMKC. Wolverines are just a little bit messy today.
Yeah, it hasn't been a clean game at all, and unfortunately off the day, that ball scored away from Vansway, and then she made an errant throw trying to rush it. It allows another unearned run to score.
And that was a high chopper, and it just took a weird bounce right before it got to Vansway, and she just hurried it, like you said, Kyle. And the 4th error for the Wolverines already today.
Yeah, that's an ugly number on the scoreboard right now for the Wolverines, Josh. 4 errors in 2 innings, or less than 2 innings basically, and that's not what will help win you games, and that's why you're behind 4-1 right now.
And now you have to face Katie Kelly, their best hitter. And it's a 2-0 count. Moore falling behind in the count.
For as good of a hitter as Katie Kelly is, she seems to have a good eye right now too. She's not swinging at anything that she doesn't like, and she's making Bailey Moore pitch to her. Most likely Bailey Moore will continue to stay away from her.
I imagine most good hitters are going to be more of the patient type.
Well, there's some pitchers that, or some hitters that get anxious when they know they have the power and they know they can drive the ball, and you know, so it's impressive to see a power hitter like Kelly really just lay off pitches and probably understand that she's not going to get anything to hit today.
And 4 straight balls again to Moore as we have runners on first and second as Wyatt moves over to second base. Now is Cinda Ramos, the right fielder. And the first pitch is a called strike. Wolverines need to get out of this jam with 2 on, 2 out. Here's the pitch, and it's right up the middle. Beautiful hit to Watson. Watson's coming home with it, but Wyatt will beat the throw home. So the Roos increase their lead 5-1. Wolverines falling behind. UMKC's had 2 great innings, and the Wolverines have had two sloppy innings.
Yeah, just another good job of hitting by Ramos. And you know, for the Roos, they're not trying to pull the ball. They're not trying to, you know, do too much with it. They're going right back up the middle and driving in runs when they need to. It's a difference between a good team and a great team.
Pitch off the end of the bat to Van's Way, and the Wolverines get out of the inning on a fielder's choice. So the Wolverines give up 2 runs. The Roos increase their lead to 5-1, so they are up 4 as we go to the bottom of the second.
We only gave up 1 hit that inning, Josh. We had 2 more errors. It's just not a pretty game right now.
Yeah, when we come back on Wolverine Green, the Wolverines look to minimize this lead as we come back. Stay tuned. We're back for the bottom of the second as the Wolverines look to cut at that lead that the Roos have established. They're down 4. Errors have been the main story for the Wolverines. For the Wolverines, Williams, the third baseman, up to bat to lead off for the Wolverines. Grove is still pitching for UMKC, and she's played a pretty good game, allowing 1 run. Williams takes a swing at the first pitch she sees, and it is 0-1.
Rain's starting to come down a little bit harder right now, and the wind's picking up a little bit.
Second pitch of the at-bat is in the dirt. 1-1's the count. Williams, another freshman. She's batting just over the 300 mark, having another great freshman year. And a deep fly ball that's just going to be cut short.
Yeah, just an easy fly ball right there, hit by Taylor Williams. You know, it's the bats that are different. It's the pitching. It's the mentality right now, it seems like, for between the Roos and the Wolverines. It's like what I said off the air, that it just seems like there's more energy coming from UMKC right now, and they're, you know, there's more of a killer instinct that they have right now that the Wolverines are lacking.
And Corey Barrios, the catcher, now up for the Wolverines. As she takes a strike, the count is 1-1. Wolverines have had a trifecta of catchers that they've played this year. As Corey fouls that one down the third base line. 1-2 is the count.
Not sure if she hurt herself or something, but she's been grabbing that left arm. Her throwing arm right now.
That's not what you want to see. She had a beautiful pickoff earlier in the game. Off-speed pitch, and it is lined to the shortstop, Leach, who makes a great play.
Just another one of those breaks. You hit the ball hard and it just dies. You know, lands in the defender's glove, and you know it's an unfortunate at bat right there.
It is.
Wolverines can't catch a break right now.
Quick work the Roos are making of the Wolverines. And a pop fly behind the backstop for Tiani Hensley, the shortstop for the Wolverines, the junior from Hawaii. This is a pretty important matchup for the Wolverines where they have to get some wins. Another pitch fouled off by Hensley as she's battling. She liked the first two pitches and fouled them both off. 0-2's the count.
Well, if the Wolverines win this series, they go in as the 5 seed rather than the 6 seed, and you know it could be very important. You know, as they're trying to stay up in the standings and so forth in the WAC. You know, they're trying to. You know, it's the difference between facing New Mexico State or facing Bakersfield in the first round. So, you know, it's need to get this win this weekend.
Exactly, and the Wolverines don't help themselves out much this inning as they go 3 up and 3 down. The Roos continue to look to extend the lead, and the Wolverines look to get some stops when we come back on WolverineGreen.com. We're back at the top of the third as the Wolverines trail by 4 to the Roos of Missouri, Kansas City. Leading off the third for the Roos is number 11, Caitlin Christopher, who had a 2-run single in her first at-bat. She takes the first pitch. It's outside, just missing. Moore delivers another high, just outside pitch for ball 2. Moore gets the sign from Barrios. Here's the pitch and a pop fly to deep right field, and Ramos is there for the play. Quick out for the Wolverines, just what they need. So 1 down for the Wolverines, and coming up to bat, number 24, Freelou. Here, she's batting .325. She's played in 46 games. Waits for the pitch, and it's high and fouled just behind us. here in our tent for strike 2. Moore looking to get her second strikeout of the game. Freelou previously grounded out to Hensley at short. And she hits it to her again. Hensley fields it good, and beautiful throw over to first for the second out of the inning.
It's a good start here in this top of the third for Bailey Moore, you know, to come back after giving up those 5 runs. You know, it's important right here to get out of this inning without giving up a run and get your team back in the dugout as you got the top of the order coming up to bat.
Now stepping in is Allie Zimbrewski. She got on base from an error in her first at-bat. A lot of these players for the Roos have gotten on just because of the errors that have been committed by the Wolverines. Ball 1. 1-0, 2 outs. Second pitch of the at-bat is fouled off for strike 1. 1-1's the count for Zimbrewski, the second baseman. She's a senior, batting 174. She has 2 home runs and 10 RBIs for the Roos. Pitches outside for ball 2.
These are the hitters, these 8, 9, and the top 2 hitters. These are hitters you have to go after. You have to keep these guys off base. And not because they're not capable of doing things, but because they're not the meat of the KC order. You know, you have to get these batters out. You know, these are important because I wouldn't say they're automatic outs, but they're also not the heart of the order for the Roos.
Bailey Moore pitches, and a beautiful hit by Zimbrewski just over third and short into the outfield. So she's on with a single.
Nice piece of hitting right there by Zimbrewski right there. And you know, I think a pitch that Moore missed her spot on. And unfortunately it was driven in the left field for a single, 2-out single.
Now stepping in is the freshman shortstop, Kelsey Leach. She's had some beautiful plays at shortstop already in this game. Takes the first pitch.
Yeah, she's robbed the Wolverines of a couple base hits here in the early going, and you know, she's looking to do it with her bat here in the top half of the third inning.
Wolverines are ready, and here's the pitch. It just misses.
Yeah, that looked like it just missed right there. Not sure if that was outside or if it was down low, but that looked like it was right there. It
Pretty
looks
pitch.
like Barrios didn't move her glove.
No, it didn't look like she had to at all. 2-0, 2 out, 1 on. Called inside strike. 2-1. Wolverines really need to get a quick out here so that they can get back to the bats. Try to trim the lead down. Moore delivers, and it's right up the middle, right to center field. And now 2 on. So back-to-back singles for the Roos. Just like you said, Kyle, those are the hitters that you have to go after. When they get on, you're facing some dangerous opportunities for the Roos because they have great hitters, 1 through 7. Almost all of them are above 300.
Well, and you know I said this in the last half inning, but you notice the hitting of UMKC, it's up the middle. It's the opposite way. They're not pulling too many pitches. They're just hitting it where UVU isn't right now, and I mean, they're just doing a job when they take their hacks. They're not getting cheated out of anything either.
Now to bat, the speed demon, Brooke Parker. She has 28 stolen bases on the year, and she slap hits it right up the gap again to center field, and there's going to be a play at home. Tosses it, and she's called out. Beautiful throw.
That's by Morgan Smith.
Morgan
Great throw by
Smith.
Morgan Smith. Great play right there, and
What a play. Now the umpires are discussing the play.
looks like we might have interference called right here.
So just hold your horses while we get to the bottom of this. What a play, though, from Morgan Smith. Coming in off the bench to make a beautiful catch. field it properly and throw it home.
But it looks like they may rule interference here, so the runner's safe. Yeah, that play might have been for naught right here, because it looks like the umpires have ruled that there was interference on that play.
And Kyle, for our listeners and viewers, could you explain that interference call?
Well, the interference, I'm not sure if it was the third baseman or the shortstop, was in the base path and made contact with the runner as she was going towards third, and it blocked her pathway to third, and because of that, that might have been why she was thrown out. And so they're going to overrule that, call the interference, another run is scored, and instead of a great play by Morgan Smith, UMKC is still up to bat with Bree Wyatt here with runners on first and second and a 6-1 lead.
Thank you very much for breaking that down, Kyle. Wolverines now trail by 5. 5 hits for the Roos, so now their hits are starting to accumulate. Bree Wyatt steps in. She has gotten on base on 2 errors at both at bats. 2-0 is the count, and that's got to be a rhythm killer for you, a mood killer. If you're the Wolverines, having a play call like that. You have 2 on. Here's Moore's pitch, and it's an attempted bunt, and it's fouled off.
It just hasn't been a pretty game for the Wolverines right now, and it just seems like UMKC came ready to play today, and they're taking advantage of the opportunities that the Wolverines have given them with the errors, with the miscues. And it's something that the Wolverines have struggled with all season long.
And the Roos have absolutely capitalized. High chopper to Van's way, and she makes quick work of it, and the Wolverines are out of the inning. After an up and down first 3 innings, the Wolverines have survived. It is 6-1. Wolverines look to get their bats rolling when we come back on WolverineGreen.com. We're here at the bottom of the third as the Wolverines look to get some sort of run going where they can get back into this game. It's been total dominance by the Roos. Up to bat now is number 9 for the Wolverines, Morgan Smith, who had a beautiful play in center field.
Yeah, unfortunately that play was overruled and they allowed the run to score, but Morgan Smith hitting for Breezy Roth, not sure if it's an injury or...
And another foul that just barely misses some of our spectators. Luckily they were out of the way. Smith takes the next pitch. 1-2 is the count.
You know, on Tuesday, Morgan Smith hit a triple, and that ties the career record here at UVU with 9. You know, so maybe she can get
A little slap shot. Falls down. Beautiful piece of hitting by Morgan Smith. We have one on for the Wolverines.
It's a great job of hitting. Just hit it where they aren't right now, and that's the key. Get on base.
The infield had sucked in a little bit, so she just popped it right over him.
Well, she's a slap hitter, so they're going to be, with speed too, and so they're going to be drawn in a little bit, and she just hit it right where they aren't.
And Morgan Smith is one of the great base runners for this Wolverine team. She has 16 stolen bases last year, and this year she has, let me find it. I think I turned to the 11 for 11, so she is perfect this year. So she's played great on the base pass. Megan Pay up, 1-0, line drive right to the shortstop, and a very interesting call. They gave it to Leach after making a beautiful play, calling a double play, getting Morgan Smith at first.
Then another hard hit ball by Megan Pay right at Kelsey Leach, and Morgan Smith got caught a little too far off the bag there and gets thrown out, but Kelsey Leach has been a rally killer for the Wolverines today.
Now up is Brianna Gatlin. Takes the first pitch, a called ball. 2 outs for the Roos. They have made really quick work of the Wolverines offense today.
Well, it's not, I want to point out that it's not because the Wolverines aren't hitting the ball hard. Unfortunately, all the balls that they hit hard find a Roo defender somewhere.
Exactly. They've had some great defensive plays coming from Leach.
It's like a mess, like a magnet right now. That ball is just attracted to the gloves of the Roos.
We might have to inspect the Roo players' mitts. And a big hit by Gatlin. It's off the wall. And she's only going to get a single from it because it was hit so hard.
But I don't, she kind of looked like she was jogging. She wasn't going full speed down that first baseline. But yeah, you're right. It was hit way extremely hard, and it hit that bottom of that fence.
She might have thought that was over, and so that might have slowed down her
I think she thought she
jog.
got all of it at first.
So another runner on for the Wolverines. Jalen Watson steps up. First pitch is a strike. Grove has pitched a great game as well for the Roos.
Yeah, she's only given up 4 hits, and she hasn't walked anybody. That's been the key. She really hasn't walked anybody. She's made.
Jalen Watson with a great fly ball, but it's just right to the defender. So 3 outs come quickly for the Roos, as that will end the inning.
Yeah, Jalen Watson didn't look like she was too sure of herself when she swung at that pitch, because she struggled to hit it with a lot of power. So
when we come back, the Wolverines look to make quick work of the Roos. Stay tuned on WolverineGreen.com. Katie Kelly. Pitches low for ball one. Let's see if she gets something to hit today.
With nobody on here, I don't think she's going to get anything to hit.
I don't either. She's too good of a hitter. And there they go. They give her something to hit, and she hits it. Her first strike in 3 at-bats, and she rips a chopper over Williams' head.
Yeah, just a hard hit ball that bounces right over Taylor Williams, who I'm not quite sure why she was playing so far in, especially on a power hitter like Kelly. You know, I would think if I'm Coach Palmer, I'd have my third baseman playing a little bit deeper, knowing that Kelly's not likely to bunt.
With that hit, that puts Katie Kelly tied for leading the team in hits this season. She's tied with Cinda Ramos, who is now up to bat. A pinch runner came in also for Katie Kelly. That's number 14, Abby Warkentine.
Yeah, that was Kelly's 61st hit of the season.
Beautiful hit. Right in the gap between right and center. And Cinda Ramos does not want to share that hits lead for UMKC and gets her 62nd now hit of the season. Now both runners are in scoring position on second and third.
Yeah, it was just a pitch that was up in the zone, and Ramos just drove that into the right center field gap right there. And like you said, her 62nd hit, which is 20 more than the Wolverines, than Brianna Gatlin, who has 42 hits for the Wolverines.
Now to bat, number 17, Marley Maples. Pitches low.
Not a good start to the 4th inning here, as you got runners on second and third with nobody out, and still the meat of their order coming up.
1-0 to Maples. A grounder. Vansway dives for it but misses. And they're bringing in both runners. And a bad throw by the Wolverines again. At number 2, the pinch runner, or Ramos, decides not to go home off of a great throw from Morgan Smith in center. Oh, excuse me. Number 8, Aaron Romero. So only one will come in as the Wolverines allow another run to score.
Just a great piece of hitting by Maples to drive that past Vansway right there. And it was a good throw by Romero. And they almost had Ramos at third, but an errant throw, and again another run scored. Just easy swings by the Roos to put the ball in play, to hit it somewhere.
A deep fly ball, and is called a home run. Caitlin Christopher with a deep fly ball to right center. She's had a great game. That's her second hit. She's got 4 RBIs, 5 RBIs today.
Yeah, that was just a little pop-up to right center field up there right below the scoreboard that got over. And, for the Roos, a 3-run homer, and that knocks Bailey Moore out of the game, and really just a 10-1 lead now and nobody out here in the 4th inning. It's just been a struggle. Huge struggle for the Wolverines right now.
Bailey Moore will take a seat after allowing 10 runs, 9 hits. But not all those are her fault. The defense has just been sloppy today. They've had 4 errors, and they just haven't really had a lot of good.
Well, if you look at Bailey Moore's stat sheet, that might say 3 earned runs here, even with that. But it's been an ugly game right now for the Wolverines here in this first game of this Friday afternoon doubleheader.
Coming in to pitch for the Wolverines will be the freshman right-hander Kelly Ramsey. She is from Tampa, Florida, as she looks to spare Bailey Moore, get the Wolverines some sort of momentum to get back in this game. But the Roos have not made it easy with great hitting by almost every member of their team.
Oh yeah, and it's like I said, they're just simple swings. They're not trying to do too much with a pitch. They're hitting it where somebody isn't. And the biggest thing is they do it when there's runners on base. You know, they've been so good today at doing that. And that's what's led to the 10 runs. You know, yeah, they've gotten runners on base by errors. But yet, those people that come up behind those ones that reach on those errors, they get the hit when they need to.
Now stepping in is the designated player, Alexandra Freelou. Here's the pitch from Ramsey. Just misses outside. Count is 1-1. Freelou has grounded to the shortstop, Tanny Hensley, both of her at-bats. Third pitch of the at-bat is a ball, so it's a 2-1 count. Ramsey gets the sign, and it's a pitch in the dirt outside for a hitter's count 3-1 to Alexandra Freelou. A lot of underclassmen on this Wolverines ball team, and they have to rely on them, but that's going to make them better in the future. And another hit at Hensley, but this time it gets past her for a single base hit. That gives double-digit hits for the Roos today. 10 hits, 10 runs. Doing damage with the bats. Freelou's first hit of the game. So Freelou's on first, and now stepping up the second baseman, Zembruski, who her last at bat, she got a single. Ramsey delivers, and a attempted bunt fouled to the right side by Ali Zembruski. 0-1's the count. Zembruski, one of many seniors in this starting lineup, as she rips another ball foul, just foul, for an 0-2 count in Ramsey's favor. Wolverines have got to get some sort of a stop this inning. No outs, and they've already given up 4 runs. Roos have done fundamental hitting and base running that has just been phenomenal and exciting to watch. Wolverines have struggled on defense. Pitch is high by Ramsey. 1-2's the count now. Kelly gets the sign from Corey. And the pitch is way early in the dirt. Short by about 5 feet before it even crossed the plate. Evens the count at 2. Rana Gatlin goes out to encourage her teammate, Kelly. Home plate umpire, Megan Rabin, cleaning off the plate. We're back at it. Foul ball. Zembruski battling with Ramsey. That was the 5th pitch of this at bat. And here comes a pitch from Kelly. Another fly ball for the 6th pitch of the at bat. Great battle by Ali Zembruski. She's been on board twice. Her first at bat she was on off of an error from Williams. And here's the 7th pitch of the at bat, and it is down in a wild pitch as Freelou can advance to second on the wild pitch. Full count. Runner on second. Low, and another foul ball. 9th pitch of this at bat.
See those swings right there, just fighting a pitch off. You know, making contact with it. If it goes foul, it goes foul. They don't care. because they know that somehow they have confidence they're going to get that pitch so they can hit somewhere and put in play.
And it just misses inside on Zimbrewski. So she takes a base on balls. And now there's 2 on with no outs. And coming in is a pinch hitter. I cannot see her number, so I don't know who it is. I believe it's number 15, but we'll wait to see who's coming to hit for the Roos. It is number 15, and that is Kelsey Voley.
Coach Meredith Smith for the Roos can play with her lineup a little bit now. Now that she's got a 9-run lead, maybe time to get some of her other hitters some at bats here and see what they can do, because they're really just threatening to blow this game even more wide open than they already have. Already getting 4 runs in this inning, and there's still nobody out first and second.
This is only the 6th game of the year for Kelsey Voley. She takes a cut and fouls it off. 1-0's the count.
The big thing right now for Kelly Ramsey on the mound is that she just got to throw strikes. It doesn't matter what happens. If they hit it, they hit it. Throw strikes. Make them put it in play here. And just weather the storm, as you come in relief here.
Foley, a sophomore catcher, takes a cut off the end of the bat, fouls it, or flies it to Aaron Romero. And a beautiful throw. If she would have gone, they would have got her.
Yeah, she would have been hosed right there at third base. A little off the end of the bat, swing right there by Voley, and she just, missed it. Aaron Romero's there for the pop-up. But that's what you have to do if you're Ramsey in the circle right now. You have to just throw strikes, make them put it in play. Even though the Wolverine defense hasn't been great today, they're still capable of making plays and doing good things with their defense.
And another pinch hitter comes in for UMKC, number 23, Maddie Garton. As she will take the place of Brooke Parker this at-bat. Just like you said, Kyle, I think they're going to give them a little bit more opportunity to get some at-bats and some experience here with a 9-run lead. This is Garton's 10th game. First pitch is a strike from Ramsey. And we failed to mention that this is going to be a doubleheader today. And so the Wolverines can make up after this game with the doubleheader, the second game. So that's also a reason probably why UMKC is playing other players. With this big of a lead, you can rest them for the next game.
Well, the important thing for the Wolverines, it's one game. You're playing a 3-game series. Game 2 is coming up right after Game 1. You want to win the series, because if you win the series, you tie for the same record, in WAC play, which means that because you beat them in the series, you get that tiebreaker, and that'll put you in that 5 spot where you avoid playing WAC Conference champion New Mexico State in the first round of the WAC softball tournament.
Aaron Romero calls off Van's Way at second. And that gives the Wolverines their second out of the inning. And looks like there's another pinch hitter that UMKC will be bringing in, number 41, Alex Gale. She's a sophomore and she's a utility player. Gail's played in a few more games this year. This will be her 25th. So she's one of the more experienced role players on this UMKC team.
Kelly Ramsey in the last 2 hitters has done exactly what she needed to do. She made him put it in play and made it, and gotten a pop out. So let's see if she can pitch out of this and get a great play right there.
What a play. Wolverines survive, and they get out of this inning. Kelly Ramsey gets her 3rd out. A great ground ball right back at her, and she makes quick work of it.
Great snag right there by Kelly Ramsey. And, after giving up the 4 early runs in that inning, she's able to come in and relieve Bailey Moore and pitch out of it. So good end to that ugly 4th inning.
When we come back to the bottom of the 4th, the Wolverines will be at bat and just trying to make some kind of cut at that 9-run lead UMKC has. You're watching on WolverineGreen.com. We're back. It's the bottom of the 4th, and Aaron Romero, the senior right fielder, looks to get something rolling for the Wolverines. Just doing the simple things, getting on base, being patient at the plate will really help the Wolverines get runners on and give them the opportunities to score.
Well, down 10-1 right now in the bottom of the 4th. You just want to play the game. Enjoy it. Do what you can to get runners on base, to score some runs, and to make it interesting, and let the game play out as it should. You don't want to just die, down 9 runs in the 4th inning.
And an extremely high pop fly to the first baseman, Kelly, and she snags it. So 1 out, 1 pitch, 1 out. And the Roos have just gone through the Wolverines' offensive lineup so quickly. They've had quick innings.
Well, and that's a testament to what Amber Grove has done in the circle. She's just throwing strikes. And she's allowing her defense to play the game. I mean, you look at Kelsey Leach at short. She's made some amazing plays today. And when you're a pitcher, when you see plays like that made, you have confidence just, okay, I'm going to throw strikes. You hit it. If you get on, you get on. But my defense is going to make plays for me, and so I can throw whatever pitches I want right now. And it's a great mentality to have and a great boost to your energy as a pitcher.
Van's Way is ahead in the count, 1-0. Here comes Grove. Fouled off by Van's Way. 1-1's the count.
That's a good cut by Van's Way, but if you notice her swing compared to some of the ones that the Roos have had, she's trying to yank one out of here instead of just hitting it where it's pitched and hitting it into a gap in right center or left center. One run isn't going to make a difference right now. You have to get runners on base, and you don't try to do too much at the plate right now.
Getting runners on base will help you prolong the inning and just give you more opportunities to score. Off-speed pitch, and Van's Way was way ahead of it.
That was a great off-speed pitch by Grove right there to get Van's way out on her front foot and, hit that off the end of the bat foul. But, Amber Grove has been in control right now. She had a rough first inning, but she's been in great control right now throughout this game.
Van's way with a base hit into center. Just what the Wolverines need. Just the simple things.
It's a great piece of hitting because she took the outside pitch and she went into right center with it, and she got on base. And that's all you need to do to manufacture and put runs on the board. It's a great piece of hitting right there. I tell you, sitting out here at the softball field, it's nice right now, but looking to the north of us, those clouds don't look promising, Josh.
No, they do not. Hopefully the wind keeps blowing them north. So we do not want to.
Northeast, somewhere away from us. Because it looks like it is going to pour on us here soon.
Looks like there's being a pinch runner substitution being made for Van's Way, number 3. Bree Fox, the freshman, outfielder. Spare Van's Way. And now Williams up to bat, the third baseman. Pitch just misses outside.
Get another one of these power hitters for the Wolverines. Just shorten up the swing and put the ball in play somewhere for Taylor Williams right here. And
Taylor Williams hits a chopper, going for the double play, and they can't get it.
looks like it was called foul by the umpire, so a good break right there for the Wolverines.
Yeah, because I was going to say, I thought they could still flip the 2. I just didn't know if they just didn't make the effort for it or what the deal was. 1-1, 1 out. Bree Fox on first. Williams hits the same pitch right to third, and they flip the double and they're out of the inning. Great defense.
Nice play right there by Marley Maples to turn the double play. And again, the defense for the Roos has been perfect and spot on today. And any Wolverine rally has been really decimated by either a double play or a nice play by the Roo defense. So
as the Wolverines get 1 hit that inning, no runs. When we come back, the Roos will give it a go at the plate. You're watching WolverineGreen.com. Top of the 5th, Katie Kelly up to bat for the Roos. Kelly Ramsey still in for the Wolverines at the mound. First pitch, low in the dirt, ball 1.
I'd kind of like to see Katie Kelly get something to hit, but Again, with nobody on, nobody out. I don't think she's going to see a pitch.
I really like that off-speed pitch, just barely by Ramsey, but just missed for ball 2.
Just a little bit down right there. Looked like Kelly was going to swing at it too. The way she was out on her front foot.
Ramsey gets a strike called, the first of this at bat.
I
2
think
and 1.
Ramsey fooled Kelly right there. I think Kelly was looking for another off-speed pitch, but she got that fastball in the outside portion.
Pitch number 4 of the at bat is low again for a hitter's count for Kelly. Fouls it off to give us a full count.
Good off-speed pitch right there by Ramsey again. Got her out in front of it, and now with the full count, let's see if who will get the best of who right here.
Yeah, I really like how Kelly Ramsey has approached this at bat with such a great hitter. And then,
yeah,
just as I say that, kiss it goodbye.
That's not gonna do it.
Katie Kelly with the round tripper. Her 15th of the year, her 55th RBI.
Wow.
What a year. What a season. All-time home run leader, single season home run leader. Just a great year.
Wow.
Great piece of hitting.
It looked like she tomahawk chopped that out of here too, because that ball looked like it was up in the zone, and I think everybody knew once she hit that it was gone. I think we both knew that.
Absolutely. She crushed it. Dead center.
Dead center, the deepest part of the park.
And a hit down the left side. We can't see over there, so we don't really know what happened. The ball must have fallen down, and she's Cinda Ramos with a double. This is really funny to me, though, Kyle, because Ramos, that gave 62 hits for Kelly, and then Ramos just goes and gets a double, so that she's one up again.
That's what they did in their last inning. Yeah, it's pretty crazy how those two have kind of stayed together for the Roos this year. I think Megan Pay out there tried to dive for that ball, and it just kind of got away from her a little bit.
Marley Maples now at bat. She's gone 1 for 3 with a single. 2-0 is the count to Maples. And she fought a high fly ball to Erin Romero in right field. And they're tagging. And she makes the tag. Great heads-up play by Ramos.
Yeah, that was quick. I was kind of surprised at how shallow that ball was that she took off for third, but she had some wheels there to get to third base. And now with one out, another runner on third base. And, for the Wolverines, they're going to have to come in and score a couple runs to keep the game going, or else it'll be over here in 5 innings.
Ramsey's first pitch of the at-bat to Caitlin Christopher is in the dirt for ball 1. Caitlin Christopher, she has had herself a ball game too today. She is 2 for 3 with a home run and 5 RBIs.
Yeah, she had that big 3-run homer in the 4th inning. Right below the scoreboard, and it's just a lot of power and a lot of key hits and key moments here in this game for the Roos, and it's just been a struggle all in these 5 innings for the Wolverines to get out of the innings and to, maybe what we do need is a little bit of rain here to cool off the UMKC bats and put a little damper on what they've been able to do here in this first game. They have 12 hits, and when you add that in with 4 errors, it just makes for a long day.
3-0 is the count to Caitlin Christopher. It's just been a hitter's clinic for the Roos, and the Wolverines' defense has just kind of been lackadaisical. And beautiful play. And the Wolverines flip the double, and they're out of the inning. Wonderful play by Williams, looking the runner at home at third base. and then flinging it over to Gatlin, and Gatlin throwing it to Corey at home and getting that double play. So the Wolverines get out of that inning after giving up a solo shot to Katie Kelly. So the score is 11-1. Wolverines down 10. Wolverines have to score a run to keep this game going. 2 runs to keep this game going.
Yeah, they have to score 2 runs. And yeah, keep it going. It's, you know, got to put 2 runs on the board here. It's a must, or else the game's over.
So we'll see what happens when we come back on WolverineGreen.com. Bottom of the 5th. Wolverines making a substitution to lead off the inning for them is number 18, Kelly Gendlick. First pitch is a foul down the right side line. 0-1's the count. Gendlick steps into the plate. Crazy off-speed pitch.
Good off-speed pitch by Amber Grove right there. They got Kelly Genlick little out in front. Genlick, whose dad is KUTV Talking Sports, Dave Fox's daughter. He's right down here videotaping his daughter as her swing. And, you know, Genlick's one of those 3 seniors again. This will be her last WAC series here at home. And, you know, she's hoping to do something here in this at-bat in the bottom of the 5th inning.
And the count is 2-2. She steps back into the box, and Grove is ready to roll and throws an off-speed pitch in the dirt.
Little 40-foot off-speed pitch there, Josh.
A couple feet short.
It's kind of like those 50-foot curveballs in baseball that don't even get to the plate.
Exactly.
Good times.
Or some of those first pitches some of those guys throw at the beginning of those games, some of those are awful. And a foul ball right behind us.
Yeah.
Battling is Genlick.
Good AB right here. You know, she needs to get on base here. You know, with really the middle of the order coming up for the Wolverines, and it looks like we got another pinch hitter on deck right now with Dynasty Levi. And
Genlick pops, and a collision is made between the shortstop and left fielder, but Wyatt able to make a beautiful grab.
I think there was just some miscommunication there, and I was surprised that Wyatt was able to hold on to it, but
So was I.
well, she did, and there's out number 1.
Just as Kyle mentioned, another pinch hitter, Dynasty Levi, number 29. Coach Palmer talking with home plate umpire Megan Raven.
You know, I think that this is the first time these 2 teams have met all season, and since the WAC tournament last year, in which UVU actually won that WAC tournament, and they beat the Roos 1-0 in that tournament. So the Roos are trying to, I think, maybe take out some of that anger that they had from losing that game last year right now in this game 1.
as the count is 2-0 to Dynasty. She's one of the strong power hitters off the bench for the Wolverines. She has 4 home runs this season.
Yeah, one of those came down in Grand Canyon, too, last weekend. You know, she's capable of hitting the ball out of the ballpark at any time, and I think that's why Coach Nikki Palmer has her up to bat right now, because they need a run real quick.
Things are looking pretty dire for the Wolverines as Dynasty takes all 4 of the pitches. She hasn't swung yet. 3-1's the count. And here comes Grove with the pitch. And it's low. And ball 4 as Levi takes first base.
Well, and the thing is, for Amber Grove right there, that's not a bad idea just because of the fact that Levi could put the ball out of the ballpark at any time. And it's not like Morgan Smith is known for her power. So now you still have, a double play intact. I mean, and someone who's not going to put the ball out of the ballpark.
Smith has gone 1 for 1 today. She had a little blooper over the shortstop Leach's head. So she steps in again. First pitch is a ball. Grove has been missing the zone a little bit these last 2 at-bats.
Yeah, she was down in the zone against Levi, and here this ball 1 was outside.
Second pitch is a ball. 2-0 is the count to Smith.
You know, I think that Amber Grove right now is trying to over pitch a little too much instead of just staying calm and just throwing the way she has through the entire game.
Beautiful slap hit on the left side just past the diving Leach. 2 on for the Wolverines as they look to get something going. 1 out.
That was a great job by Morgan Smith. She took a full hack right there instead of her little slap. And she was able to punch that by Kelsey Leach at shortstop to put runners on first and second here.
So Wolverines hoping to do some damage with Hensley, who came in a pinch run, is on second, and Morgan Smith on first. So the Wolverines add some speed to their lineup on the bases. And Megan Pay will come up to bat for the Wolverines.
See if senior leadership plays a part right here. As you know, she's the senior, and we need it. UVU needs a hit from her right here. Keep this inning going. She grounded into a double play the last time up.
Morgan Smith has played a great game for the Wolverines. She's swung the bat well. She's 2 for 2. Megan Pay now steps into the lineup, into the box. Grove looks to deliver and hits Pay in the back of the foot. So the bases are loaded with Brianna Catlin coming up.
That pitch looked like it got away a little bit right there from Grove, and now the bases are loaded for ultimately UVU's best 2 hitters coming to the plate right here.
Things are looking good.
But again, it's one of those situations for the Wolverines. Can you get a hit with runners in scoring position?
And Gatlin gets hit
on the foot, and that'll score a run.
So Gatlin gets hit by a pitch, and that will bring in Hensley to give the Wolverines their second run of the day.
Looks like there's going to be a pitching change here. This game could get kind of interesting here if Jalen Watson can do what she normally does, you know, and hit one a long ways. Here with the bases loaded and 1 out, I mean.
Subbing in for Grove at the pitcher is Kenzie Flaws, the junior right-hander.
Yeah, Wolverine fans and Coach Nikki Palmer are hoping that Jalen Watson gives Kenzie Flaws a rude awakening to the game here.
So I'm watching Gatlin over there. She's talking to some of the players in the dugout, and she's really bothered by that foot. I think Pace kind of caught the back of her shoe where it pegged her kind of where there's material so she wouldn't get hit. And you wouldn't really feel it, but Gatlin got on top of the foot on the inside of her foot. That's got to hurt. But whatever can get your team points on the board, you got to do it.
Absolutely.
Kenzie Flaws has an 8.08 ERA. She's 0-1. This will be her 12th game of the year. She has 4 strikeouts, and she's pitched 17 in 1 innings. And just who the Wolverines would love to have up to bat, the freshman sensation, Jalen Watson.
Yeah, and you know that I would think as a hitter, Jalen Watson, I think she has one thing on her mind right here, and that's, like I said earlier, to hit a ball a long, long ways. And she is very capable of that too.
Flaws versus Watson. First pitch is high for a ball.
You know, in her last time up, she hit, her first time up, she hit a ball hard to left field. You know, her second time up, she just kind of popped one into deep center field.
Second pitch, low and in the dirt. Ball 2.
You know, and right here for Watson too, I mean, as much as you want to get a hit here, a walk is as good as a hit because it scores another run.
And that's what the Wolverines need. The Wolverines have 6 hits on the night. Watson off the end of the bat to right field. And the Wolverines are going to try to wave her home. And she gets in there in time. Beautiful running by Morgan Smith. So sac fly brings home Morgan Smith. For the second out of the inning.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't the best hit. It was off the end of the bat for Watson in the short right field. And, it was a good throw by the right fielder, Ramos. But unfortunately, Morgan Smith just has a little bit more speed and was able to score on that sacrifice fly.
Also, with that the ball being thrown home, all runners were able to advance. So no one's on first, but runners in scoring position. Off the end of the bat. And it is just foul. Just by the people's reaction, I could tell that it was foul.
Just foul for Romero right there. That's too bad. That would have scored 2 runs at least.
0-1's the count. 2 out, 2 on for the Wolverines. Aaron Romero, who has had a great last couple of games hitting. Off-speed pitch, misses outside for ball 1. Here's the pitch, and it is
that hit
off.
her on the thigh.
That's got to hurt. And that wasn't an off-speed pitch either.
That's the third hit batter in this inning, and so bases loaded here for Brittany Vansway, who is capable of putting one out too. She has 7 on the year, and I mean, there's a lot of power in this Wolverine lineup. It's just a matter of being patient and getting that pitch.
One of the Wolverines' struggle that has been on a lot of the games that I've broadcasted has been leaving players on base stranded.
Goodbye.
Vansway
Goodbye.
rips it. Kiss it goodbye. Grand salami.
What a shot by Vansway over the left field fence. Another grand slam. And like I said, this inning, Wolverines have made it interesting now. Now it's 11-7, and, what a shot. Right off the bat, you knew that was gone, and, man, that was a bomb right there.
Big inning for the Wolverines as they are now 7, only down 4. As looking at Flaws coming into the game, she has a a struggling ERA, 8.08. So the Wolverines, I think, knew they could get ahead on Flaws, and they've scored 6 runs this inning. Van's Way, grand slam, bringing everybody home.
Well, and it started with runners getting on base. That was the beginning of it. And once you got the runners on base, they were patient, and they were helped out by getting hit by pitches. And they just did things with runners in scoring position. And that was the most important part here.
Taylor Williams takes the first pitch as a strike.
And for Kenzie Flaws to come in with the bases loaded and 1 out, it's a tough situation. And, now maybe with nobody on, she can regroup and make a difference here. And you just hope if you're the Wolverines that Taylor Williams can keep the rally going and continue, to put runs on the board for the Wolverines and fight back.
Wolverines go on our 2-out rally with that grand slam from Van's Way. The count is 1-2 to Taylor Williams. That home run gave Van's Way her 8th and her 30, counting all 4 of those runs she brought in, 32 RBIs on the year. So she leads the Wolverines in RBIs for the season. Off-speed pitch to Williams, and she gets a hold of it. And it's over the center fielder's head, and Williams will be going to second with a stand-up double. Wolverines' 2-out rally continues.
It's a great job by Taylor Williams to put that out there. And I think that Brooke Parker just kind of misjudged how far that was going to go, because I think she didn't think it was going to sail on her as much as it did. But, it brings in another pitcher here for the Roos. And, Wolverines again in business here.
As Flaws will take a seat, and Corey Barrios will be coming to the plate with 1 on in scoring position. Did you get a number on that pitcher, Kyle?
I haven't seen yet. Number 2, it looks like. I'll have to look at it again when I see it.
Wolverines, what an inning. Scoring 6 thus far. 8 hits in the game. One of the biggest areas that sticks out like a sore thumb is the amount of errors the Wolverines have allowed.
It looks like they brought in Cinda Ramos to pitch here. She was playing right field, but she was off the last part of that inning. And so they brought her in the pitch here, kind of calm the storm. Looks like she's appeared in 23 games, and she has a 7-5 record with a 4.43 ERA. So it's not like she hasn't pitched. It's just you play in the outfield, and now you got to come in and kind of stop the bleeding here. And Corey Barrios isn't an easy out here. She swings a pretty good bat, and she's capable of doing things too.
So platoon swap for Missouri, Kansas City, subbing around a lot of their players. Now the catcher, number 16, Barrios, steps into the plate, looking to drive in Williams. And a 1-pitch, 1 out for Ramos.
I'm not sure that I like the approach right there to swing at the first pitch of a new pitcher, especially when you're trying to come back. But, she did, and unfortunately she ran out to first base. And the Wolverines get 6, pull within 4 with 2 innings to go, and, they'll look to go out and put a 0 up on the board and stay in the game here.
Just as Kyle said, Wolverines look to go 1, 2, 3. You're watching WolverineGreen.com. After a huge inning from the Wolverines, the Roos look to get back. First pitch, pitching substitution also for the Wolverines. It is Kaylee Christensen, number 14, the junior from Spanish Fork, Utah, on the mound. First pitch was a strike. Second pitch is high. 1-1 is the count. Freelou at the plate. Pitch is outside. Just misses.
The thing for the Wolverines, you just got back in the ball game. Come out, throw strikes, let the Roos put it in play. You know, you don't want to start walking people and get behind, and you know it's important. It's important that Kaylee Christensen works ahead here.
Christensen falls behind in the count. 3-1 to Freelou. Got to ride the momentum if you're the Wolverines. Here's the pitch. Makes it an even count. Strike 2.
See, and I'd rather see pitches like that being thrown almost every pitch rather than trying to mix in an off speed here and there, because you want to be able to have a quick inning and get back in the dugout to try and score some more runs.
Off the end of the bat, it's going to be an easy pop fly for the shortstop, Tiani Hensley.
You know, and it's an amazing thing what happens when you throw strikes. It really is.
So 1 down for the Wolverines as Ali Zembruski steps into the plate.
She's been on base 3 times today, Josh. Once by an error, once by a single, and once by a walk. And she scored 2 runs, which is a killer too.
First pitch was a strike, swung on and missed. Christensen brings the heat, misses outside. 1-1 is the count, 1 out. Gets a sign from Barrios. Foul ball, just misses. 1-2. Be interesting, Kyle, to see how Christensen responds in this count. If she goes after her with a off speed or with just sticking with what's been working. Christensen gets Barrios to come out there to discuss a play or a joke. Both of them are smiling.
It's always fun, even when you're losing, that you're smiling and can have a good time.
I think that's one of the things that we miss the most in sports is that's got to be one of the main factors of the sport is the love and the fun that you have playing it. Off-speed junk pitch down in the dirt for ball 2. So they did go with off-speed.
Doesn't look like she's getting the elevation on her off speed that she needs to at least throw it for a strike.
They've all seemed pretty short. Brings the heat, misses outside. Full count.
You know, Kaylee Christensen transferred in from Salt Lake Community College, and right now the Bruins up there are ranked number 1 in the junior college ranks.
Oh, really?
You know, 37-7 on the season right now. So she's come from a pretty successful Salt Lake Community College program.
And it's a pop fly to Brianna Gatlin. 2 outs. So Christensen's taken both batters to full counts and then relied on the defense, and they've came through for her. And the number 9 hitter, the shortstop, who's had a great defensive game, and she's also been able to get on base, is Kelsey Leach, number 34.
You know, UVU 2 weeks ago they played Seattle right here on this field in a 3-game set, and in the first game they fell behind big, and then they came back, but they couldn't finish it off. In the third game of that series, they fell behind big and came back and couldn't finish it off. You know, I'm interested to see, are they going to be able to break that and break out of that hump, you know, to push through to get that win today. You know, with you got 2 at-bats left and you're down 4, you're capable of scoring runs at any time. You know, to break out of a 4-game losing streak that they're on right now and to win the first game of this series.
As Leach attempted a bunt and it went right by Barrios. Everyone was gasping because it was so close. You could have just reached out and grabbed it, but it was unaware.
And Barrios has made some great plays behind the dish. You know, maybe not today, but in previous games where she's caught those pop-up bunts or dove to catch those pop-outs.
And the head of the pitch fouls it down the left side, down a play. 1-2 count for Christensen. And Leach is battling. Coach Palmer gives a sign to Barrios. Relays it to Christensen. Here it is, off speed. And fouls it into the dugout of UMKC.
Fortunate that nobody got hit right there.
That's got to be a scary experience. Leach is continuing to hang in there. Fouled off the last 2 pitches from Christensen. And it's a high pop-up to Gatlin again, and she comes running in and makes the snag.
It's a nice quick inning by Kaylee Christensen right there. The first inning that UVU hasn't given up a run, and you know, now you get the offense back in and back up to the plate.
The Wolverines have seemed to be getting on a roll, and we'll see if that continues when they get out their bats. You're watching on WolverineGreen.com. Bottom of the 6th, shortstop Tiani Hensley up to bat. She does a bunt and fouls it off. Trying to use the element of surprise, which would have worked, but it went foul. Oh, and 1's the count to Hensley. Ramos is still on the mound. And Kyle, she brings the heat.
She's bringing some gas, Josh. I mean, that ball right there on the outside portion to make the count 0-2. That was some heat that I don't think Tiani Hensley was ready for.
And that is a foul ball right behind us. 0-2's the count. 3 straight strikes from Ramos. Pitch misses high and outside. That'll make the count 1-2.
Yeah, they need Hensley to get on base here. You know, it's important that the leadoff hitter gets on and puts some pressure on the defense and on the pitcher. especially when you're trying to come back.
And Hensley is battling. Ramos is throwing strikes. And Hensley is battling, fouling off the last 2 pitches.
Strike.
And off speed, beautiful pitch. Hensley takes a seat on strikes.
Yeah, I'm not sure Hensley. I think Hensley thought that was going to dive, but instead it was a screwball that kind of stayed in the zone, and
Beautiful pitch.
that was a sweet pitch right there by Ramos.
Now we're at the top of the order for the Wolverines. Morgan Smith. She's had a great ball game, 2 for 2. First pitch is a strike. Ramos is a strike pitcher thus far. From what we've seen in the 3 batters she's faced, she just throws strikes. Oh, as I say that, she throws one extremely high.
Spoke a little too soon there, Josh.
Or maybe I should keep speaking so that will work in the favor of the Wolverines. Gets a sign from Freelou.
Another off-speed pitch that she's throwing that off-speed pitch for strikes. That's tough, you know, as a hitter. When you get that pitch being thrown for strikes and you get the, you know, her heat that she brings.
Back-to-back strikeouts. K after K for Ramos. She is in the zone. Wolverines got to find a weakness or a way to get on base against Ramos. Got to trim that lead down. Pitch is a little low for ball 1 to Megan Pay. Pay was hit by pitch in the foot last at bat. Was one of many batters that was beaned last inning.
Ramos is a senior, so she's been in these situations before, so she knows what she's supposed to do right here, and that's come in, throw strikes, and get people out, you know, and kill the rally that the Wolverines put together in the last half inning in the 5th.
And Pay with a base hit up the middle, just what the Wolverines need. Another 2-out rally in the making for the Wolverines.
That's a nice effort by Kelsey Leach, and it's one of the few times that she's tried to make a highlight reel play that it didn't work out for her today. But again, the Wolverines are in business here, especially when you got Gatlin and Jalen Watson and Romero and Brittany Vansway up to bat right here. I mean,
Brianna Gatlin takes a first pitch right down the middle for ball 1.
see if they can get a 2-out rally going here.
That was a great at bat by Pay, just being patient and waiting for a pitch. Second pitch is high, 1-1. Ramos goes with the off speed. That was like the first off speed she's thrown that hasn't been a strike.
Yeah, I agree. It actually stayed down this time. It didn't pop up a little bit.
Gatlin off the end of her bat. It's going to be an infield pop-up. And the second baseman with the play. That ends the Wolverines' attempt to come back in this game in the 6th inning. When we come back, Wolverines look to go 1-2-3 again. You're watching on WolverineGreen.com. We're in the final inning of the first game of this doubleheader. Coming up is the top of the order for Missouri, Kansas City Kangaroos, Brooke Parker.
You know, in some ways, as you watch Kaylee Christensen pitch here, it looks like she's somewhat short arms when she's bringing it back. It just kind of looks like a little flick.
And 2 straight balls from Christensen. Parker steps into the box. Christensen reads the catcher and delivers a strike. First strike of this at bat, 2-1's the count. Slap hit right to Williams, and that is a 1 quick out. One down for the Wolverines.
Taylor Williams in the right place at the right time right there, and you know, you get Parker out for the first out of the inning, which is pretty big because Parker's got some speed and she causes problems on the base pass.
Now up to bat, the third baseman, Bree Wyatt. I actually believe she's been playing left field, excuse me. And she does a slap hit, chopper to Van's way, and they get her at first. She has some wheels.
That was a close play right there as Wyatt was busting down that line, and Vansway got it in just the nick of time right there. But unfortunately for Kaylee Christensen, now she has to face, you know, Katie Kelly, who just hit her 15th home run, and
she has a single and a homer already. 2 for 2. Beautiful pitch from Christensen.
And the wind is blowing out right now, so tough hitter to face here with 2 outs.
There's not someone who could do more damage on this Roos team than Kelly.
Looks like they're going to stay away from her a little bit here and work on the outside portion.
And it's another high fly ball, but that's going to be caught by the left fielder.
Nice quick inning right there for Kaylee Christian and the Wolverines. And now in the bottom, as we go up to the bottom of the 7th, you know, can they score 4 runs to at least tie it?
That will be the question of the day. Down 4, the Wolverines look to tie it up. And leading off for the Wolverines will be the freshman, Jalen Watson. You're watching WolverineGreen.com. We are down to the final hour of this game, the bottom of the 7th. Jalen Watson, who's been giving the ball all sorts of problems in the last few games, is up to bat. First pitch from Ramos is a called ball.
Wolverines got to score 4 here, at least to keep the game going. You know, if they get that 5th run, that's the, they win.
Beautiful off-speed pitch from Ramos.
Yeah, Ramos has a pretty solid off-speed pitch, and we've seen that last 2 innings. And right there, she got Watson out in front. And the thing that works for Ramos is the fact that she throws heat when she brings that fastball.
And hit by pitch is Watson. That's a 4th UVU player hit today.
Well, it looked like Watson was winding up for a big swing there, too. So we'll see what can happen here with Aaron Romero up. And, like I said, in her last WAC series, she had 2 home runs against Grand Canyon. So now we're going to see what she can do.
Pinch runner for the Wolverines, number 15, Sydney Austin, the freshman utility player. She's from Bountiful, Utah. Romero's 1 for 2 on the day.
And that's exactly the kind of start you want to an inning where you have to score 4 runs to stay in the game. Get your leadoff hitter on base.
You need to have people on, especially with 0 outs. Wolverines have been playing really well with 2 outs, but it's a lot easier if you have 0 outs. Romero goes with a big swing. First pitch she sees.
Good hack right there by Aaron Romero. I don't mind that hack. And, now you got to shorten it up a little bit and get on base as well.
Ramos gets a sign from her catcher, and another big swing. Missing is Romero. Oh, and 2's the count. 1 on. Outside and high for the first ball.
You've seen 3 fastballs now. I wouldn't be surprised if she came with an off-speed pitch here, especially as how well it's been working.
And you got it. Looking to flip a double, and they're not going to get it. So they get the force with the fielder's choice at second, getting Austin. And Romero will be on first.
Yeah, there was that off-speed pitch, and Romero just way out in front right there. And unfortunately, grounds into the fielder's choice at third base.
Now Brittany Vanzaway, who had a monster grand slam in her previous at-bat. First pitch, low, ball 1. Second pitch, gets Vanzaway to pop up to the shortstop. And that's Grove that's moved into the shortstop, making the play.
It's interesting, the last 2 outs that she's gotten with Romero and with Vanzaway, Ramos has thrown an off-speed pitch. She knows that these Utah Valley hitters want to drive the ball out of the ballpark and that they're good at hitting the fastball. So what has she done? She's been able to throw her off-speed pitch, 4 strikes, and it's gotten her 2 quick outs here.
So it all comes down to this, 2 outs, 1 on. Taylor Williams at bat. First pitch is called strike. Here's the pitch, high and outside for ball 1. We're even at 1. Wolverines with 9 hits on the game. Kangaroos with 12. One of the biggest stories of this game would have to be the amount of errors the Wolverines have given up earlier on in the game.
Yeah, those 5 errors really hurt. They come back to bite you. And
Williams lays off the high Fastball. 2-1. Looked like a pretty good pitch, but just outside.
In fact, that just missed right there, and now Williams is ahead in the count here.
See if the Wolverines can continue to produce in the 2 outs. Williams fouls it off.
You know, I think right there, if I'm Williams, I'd take that pitch just because it's 3-1. You need another base runner. You need somebody on base, and you know that pitch looked like it was a little in. So, but now it's 3-2, and just got to battle, got to fight here.
And it is a called 3 strike. Ramos gets the K, and that will be the ball game.
Tough way to end right there for Williams with the, you know, looking at the strike 3 and, you know, pitch was on the outside portion, and tough way to end you know, a good rally that they had, but it just fell short again, and you know, they dropped game 1 here this afternoon.
As that moves UMKC to 5-7 in the WAC, and it moves them above 500, 25-24 on the year. That makes the Wolverines with their 10th loss in WAC play, and 16-34 on the year. Stay tuned on WolverineGreen.com for the doubleheader. Final result in Game 1, 11-7. The Missouri-Kansas City Kangaroos, 11 runs, 12 hits. The Wolverines, 7 runs, 9 hits, 5 errors. We'll be back on Wolverine Green to bring you Game 2. Thank you for watching. I'm Josh, and this is Kyle McDonald.